It is happening again.
Poblo! Thank you, DJ. My wife told me to dedicate to you that song. Yeah, she's an amazing woman. Every time we have some challenges, she tells me, don't worry, Jesus is the answer. All the time, Jesus is the answer. One time I asked her, if Jesus is the answer, what's the question? Wow. It's good to be in Kenya. I'll never forget the first time I came to Kenya. I'd come to visit my friend called Impasua Msonobari. He's a Swahili expert. I wanted him to translate some of my works in Swahili. Now, Impasua told me that in Kenya, Kenyans answer questions with questions. And I didn't believe him. So when the aeroplane KQ touched turf, the first Kenyan I met, I asked him, is it true that Kenyans answer questions with questions? He looked at me and said, who told you? I gave up. Is it true? Now, Mpasua had told me to meet him at the museum. I never knew where the museum was. And that's how I got to know that actually, we all don't know how to give directions. I met a young boy, he was around 9 years old. And I asked him, where is the museum? The boy looked at me and said, I don't know. So as I was walking back, the boy called me in the most local way. Yeah, I knew that was meant for me because I'm a VIP. Very improved peasant. So I came back knowing that maybe the boy has remembered where the museum is. Instead, he showed me his friend and said, this is my friend, also don't know. But it's not only in Kenya. It also happens in Uganda. You ask for directions at your own risk. One time I was looking for a school called Boma Primary School. And I met this gentleman and I asked him, where is Boma Primary School? He says, you're looking for Boma. Very simple. You move straight. You move, you'll see a tree. When you see a tree, turn on your right and move. When you move, you'll see a black gate. When you see a black gate, know you're lost. Come back. He wasn't the only one. So I successfully got lost. I looked for another gentleman. I asked him, where is Boma School? He said, oh, very simple, very simple. He was an elderly man. So he sat in the car, we drove, and he was talking a lot. So I reached the point and said, where is the school? He said, don't worry. So we reached a certain junction, and he said, first stop. Have you seen this junction? I said, yes, don't forget it, we go. We moved. When we reached the trading center, he said, stop here. He moved out of the car and said, you remember the other junction? That's where the school is. He wanted a lift. Now, I thought it was only Africans who never knew how to give directions. Also Indians. I met an Indian. I was looking for the Central Police Station in Uganda. And I asked him, where's the Central Police Station? He said, looking for Central Police Station. Now what you do, you go left, right? And then turn left, right? Turn right, right? And then you turn left, right? And then you turn right, right? I said, right. I moved left, turned right, right? Turned left, right? By the time I finished, I was back to the same point where I was. I have suffered. I love Kenya because I have a sentimental attachment to it. I got my first beating because of this country. I remember I was in my primary 2, and then my teacher asked me, Pablo, if the first president of Kenya was Kenyatta, who's the first president of Zambia? I said, Zambiata. He caned me as if he had been hired. I think that man just didn't like me. Because he also doubled as our mathematics teacher. One time he asked me, Pablo, what is 25 plus 1? And you know, as a little boy, you reason like a child. So I added 2 plus 5 plus 1. I said 8. Lie down. He caned me as if he had been bewitched. So the headmaster found him caning me and said, why are you beating Pablo? He said, can you believe Pablo doesn't know 25 plus 1? And the headmaster asked the teacher, what is the answer? He said, 251. That was my teacher. My headmaster looked at him and said, you're very lucky, I thought you didn't know. I've also realized that Kenyans are no longer friends with Americans. They are relatives. Because the Kenyan embassy is in the White House. And who's there? Barack Okolachi, Obama. There's nothing like Peter, James, Barack Obama. His name is so botanical. It's home-baked. For even the village itself, Kogero. Kogero, it sounds like a village where they receive the Sunday papers on Wednesday. You know, the name Kogero. I have a feeling their rainbow is in black and white. Kogero, Kogero. You do feel the name? Kogero, Kogero. I have a feeling even their cows give them powdered milk. Kogero. There must even be a big poster saying, warning, no village ahead. So that shows how Kenyan the man is. Actually, his name is an acronym. Obama stands for Original Black African Managing America. Yes. As if that's not enough, even Barack is an acronym for Born African, Raised American, Complete Kenyan. And all the Kenyans say, they don't know.
Oh, yeah.